All right, good morning, guys. Welcome to Fishful Thinker. I'm Chad LaChance, and once again on the show, we've got Austin Parr. You've probably seen him on our show a bunch before. We're in a whole new lake. I don't know anything about this lake. You've been here, but it's been a long time.
It's been a while.
How long?
10 years.
10 years. I've never been here to fish. We're at Steamboat Lake State Park here in outside of Steamboat, a little bit north of Steamboat, Colorado. It's an absolutely beautiful morning. It's about 6:15-ish, something like that. It's the dog days of summer. We're the only boat here. We're here the middle of the week. It's fantastic. Hoping to catch some trout.
Absolutely.
Lots of stocker size ones. We hope to encounter some of those, and then some bigger ones in the 4-pound type range,
Absolutely.
right? So we're gonna look for them, conventional tackle, maybe some fly tackle as well. So it's gonna be a really fun show, looking after it, catch some rainbow trout. Beautiful Steamboat Lake State Park here in northern Colorado.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Berkeley, catch more fish. Abu Garcia, for life. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. And Colorado Parks and Wildlife.
So you guys can probably hear those sandhill cranes in the background. This place is unique in that they told me there's about 8 nesting pairs of sandhill cranes that come up here to nest. And so far this morning already we've seen several of them, and they're beautiful birds. Okay guys, we did a quick lap around the lake and went looking to see what was here. And what we found is a whole bunch of shallow water and a little bit of deep water. And being as it's the middle of summer, I feel like that these fish, water's 70 degrees. Even here up in Steamboat Springs, we're at 8,000 feet in elevation, water's 70 degrees. So what that makes me think is that these fish are gonna want access to deep water, because it's also first thing in the morning and it's supposed to be like 80 today. So if we get close to the dam face right here, we've got access to real deep water, of course.
Definitely coming up pretty shallow up on this point right here with deep water off the edge.
Yeah, I mean 75 feet deep right there and 12 feet right here. So these guys can move up on here, do their thing, and head right back down.
Ah, that was one.
Okay, so they're here.
Working a little bit different presentation on this end here. You know, we're doing the spinner and then the tube jig on the secondary rod here, but we are working it quite a bit higher up in the water column, and we're seeing a lot of fish rise, and a lot of times in these trout lakes you'll see that really early in the morning like that, where you'll have all your fish will move up shallow, and you can get them up a little bit higher in the water column than you would in the middle of the day.
There's a deer on the dam. There you go.
Alrighty, we have stuck the first fish of the day here, and
I gotta say, a decent one?
he's middle-sized, I think.
All right, we'll take that. We don't need to net him. We probably should go ahead and net him. We'll go ahead and net him just in case. These are trout, and you know, this is
Be a little more gentle on him here.
Yeah, you know, there's no sense in not. I get the net wet. There's a decent one. That's on the tube jig.
On the tube.
Yeah, now I want to see if he's on your tail hook. Austin's got an interesting way that he puts a tail hook on these tubes.
Look at him.
There you go. That's nice, and he is on your tail hook. Oh, we got to look at that rig. So let's get him in the water and we'll get him unhooked quick.
Wet my hand here
The
a little
beauty
bit.
of these nets, look at that, guys, that Conservation Series net fray bill. Look how much room that fish has to move around. It's got a flat bottom in the net. It won't rub the slime coat off, and it won't hang those hooks. So. Beautiful fish. All right, guys, so there's Austin's little tube jig rig. So I've got a 2.5-inch Berkeley power tube right here that I'm gonna put it in. But if you look at this, he's tied off with a short piece of stiff fluorocarbon there, using a uni knot at one end and a snell at the other end. And that little snell right there lets this little dagger hook come back here and get those short strikes. We talked about that a bunch last night over dinner. That's a problem when you're always a problem when you're fishing tubes. A lot of the time is gonna be the trout are gonna short strike it. And that little stinger right there gives a little touch of red, and it's just another inch back on the tube, and one better chance of getting a fish. And the fish he just caught would not have been in the boat if it wasn't for this hooked in the very tip of his snout. So I put one on my hook, and I just learned a trick, and that's why you fish with fishing guides every chance you get.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Evinrude, spend more time on the water. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth.
You know, the cool thing about this lake is I can't imagine what it's like in the winter time, but this Steamboat Lake State Park where we're at right here is definitely a 4-season park. They keep they keep their campsites. They keep a number of them. Something I think she said 16 or 18 campsites they keep open in the winter that are plowed open and have power to them. And so you can come up here in the winter time.
Great for elk hunting.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that. One of their big deals is during archery season, which starts in Colorado in August, all the way till the end of the gun seasons. People come and stay here in the park and hunt out from here. The interesting thing about Steamboat Lake State Park where we are is it's surrounded by national forests. So there's tons and tons and tons of public property here all around. So a guy coming in from out of state automatically gets a fishing license with his big game license too. That's a key thing here in Colorado. If you come to Colorado to hunt big game, it comes with a fishing license. So while you're here, you might as well beat up on some of the brown trout or some brookies, or come here and catch some rainbows, or you know, whatever your fancy is when it comes to fishing, but you have no real good excuse to not come here. Hey, yeah, maybe I didn't just pop it on the bottom. Oh man, that one's fired up right there, guys. I'll be honest with you. Austin just asked me, I thought I got a bump, and I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's the bottom, but not the bottom. That fish doesn't know anything about the bottom. We'll let him burn out here for a second. He's fired up, and we're gonna let all these guys go, so we'll be nice about him. But that little guy smacked my Gulp minnow. I got a 2.5-inch Gulp minnow out. Oh, are you bit? No. There you go. Got him right there. I'll deal with him. I'll let you get yours. There you go, guys. So he's just a little chromer. And let me get him out. Get my hands wide here, and we'll get him off there. Little fat guy, too. Come here, buddy. We'll get you off of here real quick. Got the line around his mandible there and around his, all the way around and around. So he's off. We'll put him back in the Frayville. The beauty of these things, you can rest him in there and let him breathe himself out right there and get his wits back about him. It's a perfect little chromy rainbow. You should be able to catch lots of those on most days in here, even on the dog days of summer. You can just lower him down and let him go about his business, and that's one of the beauties of that net. But guys, we hadn't been catching a ton of fish yet. We've been fishing for like 30 minutes. So I went ahead and got out a 2.5-inch Gulp minnow, put it on an 1/8-ounce ball head right there. It's on 6-pound test, Trout 100% fluorocarbon XL. There's the brand new Revo Rocket. We've been hiding that thing from you for about a year, but that's a fantastic little reel that was just introduced recently. We've been testing it for a while, and of course my standard St. Croix Legend Extreme 610 medium light extra fast, and got her done right off the bat, so we'll take it. I just put that on there a minute ago, guys. Anywhere in Colorado, if you're going to launch a boat, or any of the main lakes in Colorado, the boat has to be inspected for aquatic. Oh, got him right there. Got him right there. Oh, dude, that fish just came from like 10 feet under the boat at full speed and smoked that thing. And I had the presence of mind to not jerk it away from him, and he's barely hooked on the tip of the snout. That is officially my third cat. That's fine. He's fine. That'll keep him out of the net. Yep. And that is literally my fourth cast with the jerk bait since I just got it out. I said they were reactive. You can see how little he is. And I'm gonna go ahead and dip and let him out of there. Hey, no, wrong way, buddy. He jumped back in the net. There you go, dude. All right, he's gone. And you can see how big that jerkbait is. And that fish just came rocketing from straight down. I was looking right at him. He came from straight under the water column, deep, and smoked that thing right here. I'm gonna give the cameraman some credit. He's like, man, get your jerkbait out. I'm like, I don't know. And then I got it out and I threw it 4 times. Whack. I'm gonna put it down here. Maybe the camera will be able to see it right here. I'll put it in the water column right here, and we've showed this a lot, but I'll pull it a little bit and you can see it right there. And I'm just making the bait do that. And you can see it never does the same thing twice. That's a little cutter working. And that's exactly what that bait was just doing when that bottle rocket came up and smashed it right there. And it's a whole system. We talk about this a ton. 6'8" medium power, extra fast action rod. It only bends right at the tip here on this Avid X. Really important to get that real crisp action. The Berkeley Tracer braid, short fluorocarbon leader, my knot's right here. I've got the fluorocarbon leader going down here. I've got a 12-pound test leader so I can manhandle even big ones if I need to without tiring them. And then there's the Cutter 90 jerkbait, and the Revo STX reel. The Revo is an important part of this because the anti-reverse bearings can take the beating that you're putting on it by this, and it has a super smooth drag, so when you get one at point blank range like that, it gives enough slack because this rod's very stiff and this line's very anti-forgiving, so it's a good system.
I got him.
There you go, there we go. We're dinking around with this one in the graph trying to figure out, that's a nice one there.
It is.
Nice.
Cutthroat this round.
Nice, nice. That's so funny to be watching him on the graph like that. And let him burn for a second. Ooh, that's a beautiful fish. Look at the colors on that fish. Right there. Now we watched him for what, 20 feet plus on the graph, moving around right there. Yeah, you can go ahead and put him in. Show him off. Beautiful. That's a nice looking one, dude. So funny to see him on the graph like that and then be getting set up on it. And I'll be honest, it's a brand new boat. The boat's not even all the way set up yet. And so I'm changing settings on the graph and whack, whack. Give me some. Nicely done, dude.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. And Colorado Parks and Wildlife.
Now right here, guys, you see these guys on the dam up there. Very, very multi-use area. Horseback riding, snowmobiling, hiking, mountain biking. Steamboat Lake State Park is one of the most visited parks in the state that has full variety of outdoor stuff, fishing, boating, sailing, camping. It is all here, and it's all surrounded by national forest, which makes it even cooler because you have so much. I mean, if you look around, there's a lot of property around here that you can recreate on. Well, I know that this is a winter playground right here where we are, and it's funny because we're at Steamboat Lake State Park, and there's, you know, obviously tons to do here, but in this whole valley it's a winter playground. I mean, this whole Yampa Valley is a fantastic winter playground, but here you can rent, right there you can rent boats and paddleboards and kayaks, and
It's even slips.
Even boat slips, so you can park overnight.
Yep.
There you go. Leave your boat in the water, not have to worry about the launch deal. That sure makes for an easy vacation. You can just leave your boat in the water, you know? We've seen so far horsebacks, mountain bikes, paddleboards, kayaks. People are getting around. And one thing we always do is fish boat ramps, and we know that there's probably stocked at this boat ramp, so that's a good sign. They'll always, to some degree, hang around there, a few of them anyway. Plus, there's always activity around boat ramps. And here at Steamboat Lake, did you get bid?
Nope, that was just, it just got heavy for a second.
But here at Steamboat Lake State Park, with all the facilities and the amenities right here, I mean, obviously sailboats and power. Got them.
That's one there.
That's why you fish the boat ramps, guys. That's why we go fish boat ramps. That feels like a decent one too. He's staying down, but oh, the beautiful fish. Look at this thing. Yep, there you go. How nice is that? We'll let him burn out here for a minute. Look at that thing, guys. That's a beautiful one, dude. And he ate my 3-inch pink shine gold minnow on an 1/8-ounce jig head. That's a nice fish.
Gotta make sure to get a good net job on this one.
Oh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. And if he doesn't, you know, we're gonna let him go so quick anyway that it won't be the end of the world. But he wants under that boat, guys, and that's why we fish so much under the boat. Yep. Oh, hang on. Hang on, fish. Hang on. He's a feisty one. He's hooked right at the tip of the snout.
Big old male.
Yeah, right in the tip of the snout too. Here he comes up right up.
Didn't want it.
Okay, I'll get him up here a little bit. He really wants under the boat. Hang on. Come at him from the other side if you can. There you go. Right there, we got him. Nice. Thanks for the network. I'll slack him out right there. Okay, if you want to pull that minnow out, if you can reach it. What a beautiful rainbow, guys. What a beautiful rainbow. And we are right on the boat ramp. Come here, buddy. Roll over and smile for the camera. We're right on the boat ramp. I just caught this fish directly. Look at the back on that thing, guys. That's a nice rainbow right there. How about that? Steamboat Lake State Park representing right there.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy.
Nice fish.
Man, oh man, boat ramp's right here. Marina's right there. We didn't exactly go someplace exotic. We came here because there's a marina and boat ramp, and that means there's activity. And most of the lake's really calm. You can see it's hot and calm. I'll take that catch all day long. 3-inch gulp minnow, where'd that thing go? People always get mad if we don't show them exactly what we used. There's my 3-inch gulp minnow on an 1/8-ounce little darter head right there. 6-pound test, trying 100% fluorocarbon XL. There's the Revo Rocket. That's my baby right there. 7-to-1 gear ratio. That thing takes in line in a hurry. And then of course the Legend Extreme 6'10" medium light extra fast St. Croix. Don't get any better than this setup right here. It's my favorite way to catch fish.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
So everyone always asks me, how do I keep that gulp liquid away, you know, because we fish gulp minnows all the time. Well, I've got the little Plano liquid bait locker right here. This particular one, I just put a whole mix of different colors. There's 2.5 to 5, 2.5, 3-inch, 4-inch, and 5-inch gulp jerk shads in there. And of course, minnows of all different colors. So this thing will not leak. I fly it in luggage. It's gone to Florida with me. It's not gonna leak. And I just keep an assortment of them, all the different colors mixed. And I want this pink shine one right here. That's because it's a good color for me for trout. That's a pink shine, I'll grab that one. But you notice all the colors mix in there. You can mix and match gulp anytime you want, it won't hurt them. Same with the package baits. They are color fast, so they will not bleed back and forth, and they last a long time. But most importantly, that container is not gonna leak, and they're stackable. They'll nest in each other and stack. So that's the way we get around with all of our gulp without making a mess of the beautiful Ranger boat. Here at Steamboat Lake State Park, there's your marina situation right here. It looks like a gas dock. The rental boats are right here, sailboats. There's a swim beach, you know, 50 yards that way on the other side of the hill. Big campground right here behind us. So definitely a popular place to fish all the way around, or to recreate, and for good reason. There we go, back on the boat ramp. There we go.
A good one too, it feels
like. Is it?
Yes.
All right, I'll leave you time on that then, and I'll go get the net since you were so gracious enough to net mine. In case
they are spunky in
case anyone wonders why we fish boat ramps, guys, you now know why we fish boat ramps. He looks like a lot like the last one. I'll let him burn for a minute. Go ahead and keep him down, let him burn for a minute, and then we'll bring him over here and net him. Because we don't want to land him super green. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah.
Nice fish though, bud. Nice fish right here. Ready?
Look what he's on.
Oh, ready right there we go. Nice fish.
That stinger hook right in his
Did you get him on the stinger? You got him on the stinger, dude. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay, come out there. Come out. Hold still. Hold still. Hold still. Hold still. Hold. There, he's off. Okay. And we'll get him out for you.
Gorgeous little fish there, huh?
That'll work, right? That's a nice one, dude. Nice, 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 nice catch. Right on the ramp here, guys. We're gonna put him back in here so we can get down in the drink. Love those nets for that, but we'll let him get his wits back about him real quick. He looks like he's fine, actually, so we're gonna go ahead and dump this thing and let him out of there.
There he goes.
Man, oh man, there's the boat ramp. I just want to point out, there's the boat ramp. That's our second fish of that caliber in 10 minutes on that boat ramp. Nicely done. So funny, dude, to be fishing on the boat ramp, and it has worked everywhere we go. Spinney, first time I ever went to Spinney, I walked down the boat ramp and caught one immediately on the concrete, and I'm like, oh, well, that'll work fine.
Yeah.
By Home Lake, Horseshoes Reservoir, wintertime, right on the boat ramp, dude. They get right on the concrete. Camera guy's son got smoked by a big old rainbow on a hookless lure on the boat ramp one time, which is, what, he's 3 maybe at the time, something like that. Reeling it in, just going through the motions, and wham, big old rainbow smoked it right in plain view of everybody. Rainbows love boat ramps, largemouth love boat ramps, smallmouth love boat ramps, walleyes love boat ramps.
Sure do.
You've got differences in bottom content and density right here. You've got,
even in a lake we found to be somewhat featureless at the moment from what we've been looking at.
It's the most prominent feature on the whole lake.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's 2 total contour lines on 1,000 acres of water right here. We got 1,000 acres of water, and I forgot how many thousands of forests around here, but it's hundreds of thousands of acres right here. And yet we're standing on the boat ramp catching them. It's awesome. It's just pure awesomeness. That is pure awesomeness. And I want to say there was a boat on the ramp, and we waited for that boat to get off of here, and he was idling and doing his thing. And then as soon as he pulled off the ramp, he didn't get 50 yards from the boat ramp, caught that one. And that's what it takes sometimes, the activity. Austin, I don't know what else there is to say. Steamboat Lake State Park, absolutely beautiful place to fish.
Absolutely. Lots of big fish, beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
What more
Cooperative
could you want?
fish.
Absolutely.
Beautiful place. I mean, Hans Peak right here, national forest all the way around it. You know, camping for big game hunting, snowmobiling, backpacking, you know, horseback riding, mountain biking, paddleboarding, everything. We saw it. Sailboats, marinas, the whole 9 yards, guys. A couple of keys to success here at the park today were for sure fishing actively.
Absolutely.
Especially early, but even as it went on from there, it's middle of summer dog days, guys, and trout are really aggressive, particularly first thing in the morning. The bait guys that we talked to didn't seem to be doing well.
Nope.
They weren't catching a lot. The trollers were doing really good, and we did really good. So we had a really productive morning. It was a lot of fun, and we didn't even make it over to Pearl Lake State Park. But I think you're gonna go try to catch some grayling after we're done here.
See what we can do.
There you go, grayling over there. It's more primitive than here. It's a beautiful place to fish. So we appreciate you guys watching the show as always. Steamboat Lake State Park should be checked out just like all the rest of the state parks. If you want to go on a guide trip with Austin right here, it's walleye93@gmail.com. You can send him an email. And he can take you on Cherry Creek State Park or Chatfield State Park as well. So you can get out and do some guided fishing with Austin, and trust me, you want to do that. He carries his weight every time we have him in the boat, and we always appreciate it. We appreciate you guys watching very much. You can follow us on social media at Fishful Thinker, at all the various social media stuff. Otherwise, we hope you'll tune in, and we'll see you next week.
Time now for today's best catch, brought to you by Berkeley.
Got him.
That's one there.
That's why you fish the boat ramps, guys. There you go, right there we got him. Nice. That's a nice rainbow right there. How about that? Steamboat Lake State Park representing right there.
Berkeley, catch more fish.
You know, as far as he knows, it's a good place to live. Got him. Nope, I hung something. There's something soft right there.
Oh, that was one.
Oh, dude. Got him?
Missed him again.
Nope, he came off. He came off.
Missed him again. We're on the smaller end a little bit.
Nope, somebody's lying. Oh my God, he hit it sitting dead still. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, they're trout.
Yeah.
Got him.